Hello guys, let us today understand how to write a process and what things you should take care while you are writing the process. Now I would like you to have a book and a pen, and now you will see an image in front of you, and I would like you guys to pause the video and take a note of what kind of words can you use to explain the image, how the flow of the process is moving, have observation towards that, and make notes if you wish to or wherever you require. Okay, so I hope that you might have worked on the words and have tried to understand the flow of the process. Let us understand how is it going. So first we can see that the sea water is evaporated with the help of the heat of sun, which then converts into clouds, and the water comes down in the form of rain. Now what is happening here? The rainwater is collected or stored in a reservoir. Fine. Okay, so on one end there is a dam and there is a valve. The moment they open the valve, the water from the reservoir gushes towards the turbine, and that force makes the turbine to rotate. Then what happens? This rotation generates the electricity, right, which travels through the high voltage cable to the transformer station, from where with the help of underground cable this power, this electricity reaches to the residential and the industrial sector of a city. Now what happens to the water that had rotated the turbine? It is again pumped back to the reservoir with the help of a pump. Now this is what the entire process is. Now guys, what to write in overall, and how should I bifurcate the data into two paragraphs, body 1 and body 2? Are you ready with the content of overall? Have you thought that what you would write under the overall column? Let us see. Can you tell me one thing, is the process cyclical or is it a linear process? Can you tell me, is it a man-made or a natural? Or can you also tell me, is it a straightforward process or it's a complicated one? Okay guys, so these are the things that you are supposed to add in your overall. So let us see. The process is partially like the functioning is man-made, but there is also the role of natural process, from where the I can say the water from the dam gushes towards the turbine, and then forward the entire process is linear, whereas the rotation of water, that is cyclic. And if we see this, it is quite a straightforward, simple process. So this is how I am going to structure my overall. Now let us think about body 1 and body 2. How can we construct this body 1 and body 2? Do you think that from the point, like the water gets evaporated, then the rain falls, the water gets collected, the valve opens, rotates, the water rotates the turbine, and the water is pumped back into the reservoir? Do you think this part should be written in body 1? And from the rotation of turbine, the generation of electricity takes place from there till it passes to the residential industrial area. So this process, the latter part, I think should be written in the body 2. So do you think this would work, or the other way around? I can say that the entire generation of electricity should be written in body 1, and the part where the water is again pumped back into the reservoir, that area should be included in body 2. So do you think that this will very much reduce the size of body 2? Yes. So I think the former one is appropriate to divide the content into body 1 and body 2. Now let us see what kind of words can we use to bring out our vocabulary list in front of our examiner. So what exactly is happening? Evaporation is taking place, water is poured down in the form of rain. Then what? Then valve opens, water gushes through turbine. Then what happens? The electricity is generated. You cannot just say that electricity is made. It is an appropriate word. Then you can say that the electricity is transformed from destination A to B, which means with the help of high voltage cable, it transfers to the transformer station. I just cannot say that it travels from this place to that place. Then it is given to the residential area and industrial area. No, I cannot say given. So I think that by now you might have understood how the overall of the process should look like and how should you think on dividing the content of a process. Let us try one more and have a complete confidence on how to write process. So here there is one more image on the screen. You can go ahead and pause the video and try to analyze the process that is shown. Try to observe how the raw materials are passing from one point to another. Think of kind of words that you will use to explain the process. Okay guys, so let us read the question. The diagrams below show the stages and equipment used in the cement making process and how cement is used to produce concrete for building purposes. Let's observe the process of cement production. Now in the previous process I had told you something about how to construct your overall. So do you remember now what all things you should include in the overall? I will say it first. I would like you to revise it. Go ahead and just count 1, 2 and 3, which were the 3 points that you need to present in the overall section. Let us see what is the process of cement. First we can see that limestone, clay, they are crushed with the help of a crusher, and so they are the raw materials. That is what the term that we should use. And then what? Then after crushing, the form of powder is produced, and this powdered raw material is passed through the mixture, right? And from mixture it is further taken to the another step, or I can say the third step, where it is made to enter the rotating heater, and from the other end the heat is provided to this raw material. So what then happens? The moment this damnly heated raw material is out of that rotating heater, it is again grinded with the help of a grinder, and once it is grinded, then we receive the final product in the form of cement, which is then packed in the bags. So this is how the process of cement making is formed. Now let's see what happens in the concrete production. Okay, now this concrete needs more than 2 raw materials. We have cement, water, gravel and sand, and again the proportion of them is indicated. Now what happens? All the 4 things are poured into one great concrete mixture, where the mixture is rotated to mix the ingredients well, and which forms the concrete. Now this is how the process goes. Now if I have to think about my overall, what all things should I add? Is it a man-made or a natural process? Obviously man-made. Okay, is it a linear process or a cyclic? It's a straight linear process. Is it simple or complicated? It is a simple, a straightforward process. Now if we discuss the body 1 and body 2, I think that nothing can be so clear, right? Writing the production of the procedure of cement in body 1 and the procedure of concrete in body 2, right? And so while I was explaining, you might have observed the kind of words that I've used while shifting from one stage to another. When you are explaining, when you are explaining the process, the way of explanation should be very natural, as if you are explaining the system to someone else. You should not just say that then it goes from here, then it goes from here, because in the process there are chances to repeat certain kind of words, right? So avoid repetition here. If you are not able to at that point of time get the different word, once you are completed with the content, go on the internet, search the appropriate word and include them. So again, here I would like to revise the entire system of how to write a process. Whenever you are writing a process, make sure to include 3 things in your overall. First, is it the process man-made or natural? Is it cyclic or linear? Is it straightforward or complicated? And when you are explaining the process, make sure that you are explaining step by step correctly, and the continuation of the steps should be maintained. So friends, all the very best for your journey of preparation of IELTS.